Hotel, apartment, or RV? Guess before the end. Let me ask you something real quick. When you hear the word comfort, what pops into your head first? Is it a hotel room with crisp white sheets and blackout curtains? Or maybe a quiet apartment? Your favorite coffee mug on the counter? City lights glowing outside the window? Now here's the curveball. What if I told you the space you're about to see feels like both? But technically, it's neither? Before this video ends, I want you to guess what it really is. And fair warning, most people guess wrong. Picture this. You wake up without an alarm. No buzzing phone. No rushing. No checkout time hanging over your head. Soft light spills in through the windows. The air feels calm, familiar, comfortable. For a split second, your brain does that thing it always does. Okay, where am I right now? Hotel? Apartment? Some high-end rental? Here's the truth most people don't talk about. Hotels are nice, but they never feel like yours. Apartments feel stable, but they lock you into one view, one routine, one place. And lately, more people, especially between 25 and 70, are quietly realizing something feels off. Life feels louder than it used to, busier, faster, more crowded. Even vacations feel rushed. Even comfort feels temporary. And that question starts whispering in the back of your mind. Is there another way to live that actually feels lighter? Now don't get it twisted. This isn't about giving things up. This isn't about living tiny or roughing it. This is about quiet luxury. The kind that doesn't flex. The kind that doesn't need to impress anyone. The kind that lets you breathe. Inside this space, nothing feels accidental. The couch invites you to sit, not scroll. The room feels open, not cramped. And everything around you feels intentional, like it was designed for real life, not just a weekend stay. Here's the funny part. When people first see this place, they usually say, "That looks like an apartment." Then someone else chimes in, "Nah, that's a hotel vibe for sure." And then someone notices what's outside. That's when the guessing starts. Because once you realize this space can move, the whole idea of comfort starts to shift. So here's the question I want you to sit with. If something feels like a home, works like a luxury stay, and gives you freedom neither one can, what is it really? Hold that thought. Because in part 2, we're stepping deeper inside, and once you see how everyday life actually works here, your guess might completely change. Why this lifestyle feels calmer than most houses, and why that scares some people. The moment everything clicks. All right, let's take this a step further. Because the real difference between a hotel and apartment, and this doesn't show up in the first 5 minutes. It shows up on a random Tuesday morning. In a hotel, you're always a guest. In an apartment, you're always tied to one place. But here your space adapts to your life, not the other way around. You make coffee in a kitchen that actually feels like a kitchen, not a tiny counter. Not a gimmick. You sit down, look out the window, and realize the view isn't permanent. Yesterday it was trees. Tomorrow it could be water. Next week, somewhere you've never been before. Same bed, same comfort, different world outside. And that's when it hits you. This isn't travel. This is control. Control over your time, your surroundings, your pace. Now here's the emotional part most people don't expect. At first, this idea scares people because freedom sounds exciting until you realize how many decisions you've been avoiding by staying still. No front desk, no landlord, no maybe someday. Just you choosing where life happens next. And weirdly enough, that's when things get simpler. Less noise, less rushing, less stuff that doesn't matter. More mornings that feel unhurried. More conversations that don't feel interrupted. More nights where you actually sleep, not just pass out. This is why so many people look at spaces like this and say, "It feels bigger than my house." Not because of square footage, but because of how it makes them feel. Here's the quiet truth. Luxury today isn't about size, it's about space in your mind. And once you experience that kind of calm, going back to loud, crowded, fixed living feels heavy. So now let me ask you again. Hotel, apartment, or something better? Because once you see it clearly, you realize this isn't a downgrade. It's an upgrade in how you live, how you rest, and how you experience the world. Some people collect houses. Others collect mornings like this.